link in the hang on one second. By the way, the school community, that's the group coaching program. That's on school, SKOOL, and that's $35 a month. And so I'm in there every day, and not everybody needs, like, I think one-on-one coaching is great, but sometimes people need not everyone's gonna have the money all the time to be able to do that, and sometimes you've already had coaching and you just want to be in a community where you can get access and have your questions answered and still be coached, and it's not hundreds of dollars a month. So I'm in there every day. But anyways, let's talk about flexible versus militant dieting, okay? I want to say, like, there's a lot of resistance to people who go, or there's a lot of resistance from people who go, calorie counting is too much, and blah blah blah. That's fine. It's not calorie counting that's a problem, because a lot of people, including myself and my clients, we count calories and it's not stressful at all. So how is that possible? It's possible because we're taking different approaches and we have different perspectives, and maybe, like, I'm just a much more calm, relaxed person in general, and a lot of people are not. A lot of people are just always a little bit more high strung, and so asking them to count calories is probably, it's not gonna work unless you address the underlying, like, attitudes and perspectives. Calorie counting is not going to work for you. Like, you get freaked out easily, you get overwhelmed easily. Like, it's not going to work for you. You have to first change that perspective if you want it to work for you. Now, so the good thing is, militant dieting also works. And I'm just, it's a little bit exaggerated phrase, but that means, like, and this is how I got ripped back in the day for the first time. It was way more rigid. There was no flexibility. There was, hey, I eat meat and vegetables. And if you do that, you are going to get ripped. Like, if you eat meat and vegetables, there is no scenario where you don't end up ripped, right? Because naturally those foods are lower in calories and calorie density, and you could make them taste good too, like steaks. You learn how to cook a good chicken, you grill up some shrimp, throw the air fryer on and put some fish in there. You can do it. Lots of vegetables, fruit, and if you stick with that, cool. And you know what? When you go to different events, you can still be, like, you can be that. I don't think there's anything wrong with going to, like, people make these crazy statements like, oh, you're gonna go to your nephew's birthday and you're not gonna have some food, blah blah blah. Like, relax. Like, I'm trying to do something. I don't care about cake, right? So I don't think it's necessarily a problem or bad that people, like, you're eating fruits and vegetables and meat. That's good, right? Like, this thing about, oh, you're only living if you're eating shit food, like unhealthy food, that's also made up. Like, according to what? Where did that idea come? Why does it exist, right? So when we start to ask ourselves these questions, we get closer to the truth, and we begin to realize that most stuff is made up, right? That's been a pretty common theme on my channel and kind of like in my coaching for the last 12, 13 years is like, look, question where these beliefs are coming from. And like I said, if you feel good and you want to not count calories and you just want to eat lean proteins and vegetables and some fruit, that's totally cool. That's great. You don't need to learn how to incorporate McDonald's or a pizza. Like, you don't have to do that. As I've grown and changed and learned and blah blah blah, like, I like to be able to incorporate those things. So I've tracked calories for almost 14 years, and it's 12 years. It's not been stressful. It's actually unlocked so much learning and freedom for me. And now here's the part that people can't seem to understand, okay? Counting calories doesn't mean you're just trying to figure out how to put the most shitty food into your diet. Counting calories means that you're giving yourself optionality. That means that the bulk of my food is coming from real foods. We have this saying we call JERF, just eat real food. Vegetables, fruit, lean proteins. I put rice and bread and tortillas in the real food category because humans have been eating that for a very long time. If you eat those foods, you're gonna be fine, and you're gonna be able to eat a lot of food, right? And when you're counting calories, then you're gonna live in quadrant 1, which is on the food enjoyment matrix. That means high enjoyment, low calorie density. And then guess what? It allows you to do the other stuff. Like, I love to have a donut in the morning. I've done that for 10 years plus. I like to have ja at night, right? Tea, Punjabi tea, or coffee, and I like to have some Oreos, something sweet. So, it's not really like one side is better than the other. It's like, figure out what you feel most comfortable with right now, and then do that, right? Like, if you want, so like, let's say right now, let's say you're about 30 pounds overweight. Let's say you're 40 pounds overweight. Cool. And you really want to get a 6-pack. All right. So for this next 3 months, like, count every calorie. It's a short period of time. You can change your mind later on down the road. You don't have to draw the conclusion of, oh, counting calories is crazy, I'm not going to do that. All right, look, nothing bad is going to happen if you do something for 3 to 6 months. If you are in a calorie deficit, whether through eating, just, meat and vegetables, or you're in a calorie deficit from counting your calories, either way, that 3 to 6 month period will go by pretty quick. And then on the other end of that, you're going to be leaner than you've ever been before. And then guess what? At that time, you can decide again, like, oh, wow, this was much easier. Or, oh, wow, I don't want to do this. Or, oh, wow, I'm going to shift to something different. Like, not everything has to be the forever answer. It can be the answer for right now, right? And each time you go through these things, you learn a little bit more, and as long as that's your perspective, and you can do things in an easier and easier way. So that's my thoughts on this. I think people may get too sensationalized, which is, if you want to grow a massive following, you kind of have to be a little bit more, what is it called? Like, you have to draw the line in the sand, and like, and I'm just like, look, you could count calories, you cannot count calories. I think counting calories is the best. because it teaches you so much and gives you more flexibility. But then at the same time, like, you know, remember, even if you're counting calories, if you want to lose fat, you got to eat low calorie density foods, which ends up being meat and vegetables. Like what are we, like, we don't need to make this so fucking complicated. So anyways, that's it for now. As always, there's 2 ways I can help. If you want one-on-one coaching, you know, you can message me on Instagram. If you want group coaching, where, you know, I have a school community, the Burrito Diet, on school.com, SKOOL. That's $35 a month. I'm in there every day. You get access to me. I'm answering questions. You're getting coaching. It's just a much lower option, lower price point. So at the end of the day, you got to apply. My goal is not to just give you more information. My goal is to say something or trigger something that then gets you to go take action. That's all. That's my goal. All right. And I will tell you that most people will not figure it out on their own. Free information is, you know, abundant, and application is not. So that's what I'm here for. And I try to provide those options for somebody who, you know, wants a lower price point and somebody who wants a higher price point, or more personalized one-on-one coaching. All right, that's all. Have a great day.